Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on Legends of Tomorrow Season 3. So this is going to be my trailer breakdown for Episode 2, which is otherwise entitled Freakshow. Now there was actually 2 trailers released, so we're going to watch both of them right now, so here's double the joy for everyone. So yeah, let's watch them.
It's a classic slice of Americana.
I see a clown, I'm out of here.
It's P.T. Barnum.
I speak of a creature from the distant past.
A saber-toothed tiger.
We have this under control. This is amazing!
He had me at circus.
DC's Legends of Tomorrow. All new Tuesday, 9/8 Central on the CW.
You guys are superheroes? We're about to find out.
P.T. Barnum.
Dinosaurs. King Arthur?
It's gonna take a lifetime to clean these up.
An endless adventure. How exciting.
Julius Caesar showed up in Aruba.
Is that a fact?
This is a time machine.
DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Tuesdays, 9/8 Central on the CW.
So the first thing I want to say before we get into everything else is sorry that I didn't do a review for Legends of Tomorrow's Season 3. I had some technical difficulties without going into too much detail, but overall I thought it was a really good premiere. I actually do think it was not as good as Supergirl and The Flash in my opinion, but I thought it was very strong and definitely sets up the rest of the season, like introducing the Time Bureau and all of that. And really, Legends will take like 2, 3, maybe 4 episodes to really set everything up in regards to introducing all the new characters and stuff like that. So I'm going to give them like a bit of a break in the first handful of episodes because I know what they're going for, but they just need to introduce everyone and not rush everyone in. So just like Legends of Tomorrow generally and usually is, these 2 trailers were pretty funny and damn entertaining. Now that second trailer that I showed, which was called Time Machine, was more like a mini sizzle reel of sorts, but it did have a few new things to go over along with the first trailer, which is specifically for episode 2 and which will be the meatiest portion of the video. Now, as I've said in my other trailer breakdowns for the shows, please leave questions in regards to episode 1 of Legends and also stuff going ahead into episode 2 for that big Arrowverse Q&A that I'm going to be doing on Monday Australian time. So the day before Supergirl comes out, that's when those question and answer videos comes out. So I will pick like maybe 3 or 4 questions in regards to Legends of Tomorrow, and that will be showcased on that question and answers video. Now there has been a synopsis released for episode 2 of Legends of Tomorrow, as you would expect, so we will go over that right now. But before we do that, if you do go on to enjoy the video, it'd be awesome if you could leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. The Legends find themselves in 1870 to fix the anachronism which happens to be at P.T. Barnum's fledgling circus. However, Nate and Ray accidentally free a saber-toothed tiger, creating a bigger problem. Meanwhile, P.T. Barnum is on the hunt to capture Nate and Ray to make his show even more exciting for the crowd. So that synopsis or description gave us a bit more insight into what is going down in episode 2, but let's actually break down these 2 trailers right now. So we start off the first trailer by being welcomed into the environment and setting for this episode, which is of course the circus. I know it says carnival right here, but let's be real here, it's the circus. Now, due to this setting, we should expect to see a few DC Comics sort of like Easter eggs, some of which have like already been seen in previous promos and trailers, so do keep your eyes out for them, especially for a group of trapeze artists and their coloured outfits. Just keep your eyes out for them. As you would know now, as I have mentioned it already in this video, the episode is entitled Freakshow, so you would expect to see some examples of what were considered freaks back in these days, and that was showcased in these circuses and carnivals. We do see a bearded lady, which is like the one of the big things that you would usually see at a Freakshow, and we've seen her in a previous trailer already. In another previous trailer, we did also see a poster for Siamese twins, so essentially it's usually just a body with 2 heads but with their own brains and thoughts. So I do wonder if we will see them in the episode, or that might be like too much in regards to like CGI and making that all work out. So we might just get a poster for them and that's about it. And we also see more of them back here. One of them is a DC Comics character in the form of Bwana Beast, who we do see better off, or in a better way right here. It is a cool addition, but it does seem he will be used more as like the muscle of the circus and like the personal bodyguard to some, as we do see him knocking down both Ray and Jax right here, while P.T. Barnum and the bearded lady are sort of like, you know, protecting themselves in the background. I do find it funny that P.T. Barnum is hiding behind the bearded lady just for that, added extra protection just in case, somehow Bwana Beast doesn't stop Ray or Jax. But speaking of P.T. Barnum, we actually get properly introduced to him when he himself is introducing what is most likely his circus's main attraction. But we will come back to that main attraction shortly. P.T. Barnum will be played by Billy Zane, who shared the screen with Victor Garber, who plays Martin Stein in the classic movie that we should all know called Titanic. So I am expecting a few Titanic in-jokes and references and stuff like that. P.T. Barnum is a real person. He is a pretty well-known figure in American history. And they are actually bringing a movie out about him pretty soon, but with Hugh Jackman, Wolverine himself, playing P.T. Barnum. It also has Zendaya from Spider-Man Homecoming and Zac Efron and some others like that. So if you find this P.T. Barnum guy interesting on Legends, maybe go see that movie when it eventually comes out. I think it's called The Greatest Showman or something like that. You might have to Google it. So let's get back to that main attraction of P.T. Barnum's circus, and of course that is the saber-toothed tiger, which obviously does not belong in 1870. So this saber-toothed tiger is obviously the anachronism for this episode, well, at least the main one. There could be some other, easier to deal with anachronisms that P.T. Barnum has been lucky enough to acquire for his circus. Personally, I do think the CGI for the saber-toothed tiger is pretty damn decent. It could be a lot worse. Overall, this episode looks like it is going to be a lot of fun, and just chucking in the saber-toothed tiger ramps it up a bit. We do see the saber-toothed tiger in the Wave Rider, so I'm assuming this is once they've maybe captured him and put him inside. Maybe he gets out of the containment unit, or it could be that he escapes his cage and then just somehow gets on the Wave Rider. It's going to be interesting to see how he gets in this position on the Wave Rider, as well as who is he pouncing at. Is it Sarah? Is it Nate Haywood? Is it maybe Vixen? Maybe Vixen appears in this episode. Who knows what they're going for? But we also have a bonus shot I just wanted to chuck in here to go over, and that is this one here of P.T. Barnum with his gun. He is looking a bit like Jerome from Gotham last season, when they did that whole story arc with him, just saying it does look a bit like him, or the same sort of style. Now let's move on to a few things from the second trailer I showed, which, as I said before, is called Time Machine. A lot of this trailer was footage from episode 1 and similar shots to what we saw in the episode 2 trailer we just went over, but there is still more to go over, so no real reason to complain, I guess. The first thing to go over is the new member of the Wave Rider itself and the new addition to Legends of Tomorrow Season 3, and that is Zari. Now we will meet Zari in episode 3, which is actually entitled Zari, so I guess that's pretty fitting. She's actually a Muslim or Islamic hacktivist from the future, and will be rescued or at least helped out by the Legends when they are in the future dealing with something else. I am intrigued to see what they do with her character in this season, as her counterpart in the comics has some pretty cool abilities. But I'm not too sure if they're going to be able to fully tap into those abilities and show what she can do on the show, or they might make it that the source of her ability, the source of her powers, might I say, give her maybe just a bit, lowered down abilities, but they're still pretty cool, and she might not use them too much or something, or maybe it uses a lot of energy. Who knows how they're going to portray it on screen, but there's potential there for the character to be really cool. The second thing to go over is this shot here of Sarah whipping out her batons or fighting sticks, whatever you want to call them. This is also in episode 2, I'm pretty sure, and we can see at the other end is the Time Bureau agent, Agent Hotcakes. That is her name. She has no other name. We're going with Agent Hotcakes for the rest of the season as long as she's in it. In the early parts of the season, we will most likely be seeing them going at each other on the regular. They did say that Sarah would be getting a same-sex love interest this season. I'm not sure if Agent Hotcakes is meant to be that lover, but she could be, so who knows. We'll have to wait and see what happens with this character. And the last thing to go over is from episode 4, I think. I'm 99% sure this is actually from episode 4 of this season. It's going to be an episode set on Halloween during the 80s. So we're going to have some cool characters come in, some cool references, some really cool clothing. I think Ray Palmer's mother is meant to be in this episode. I'm not too sure what her role is. Maybe it's just a coincidence where they land. That's where Ray Palmer's mother's living. Or if there's another aspect as to why she's involved. Maybe the mission revolves around Ray's mum or something. Who knows what it's going to be like. But the shot we get here is Nate Haywood and a DeLorean, which is awesome. I do like how he quotes now, this is a time machine, because in the 80s, that was the most popular time machine, I guess. The DeLorean from Back to the Future. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show your support for the video and the channel as a whole. As I said, do leave any questions that you have regarding either episode 1 of Legends that obviously came out yesterday or the day before, I guess, from when this video is going up. or any questions you have going into episode 2 from anything you've seen in the trailer, or anything you know about episode 2, just leave them all in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.